Everybody, Matt from Nerd Nights Painting, where I'm going to teach you how to do this, and this, and this. But first, before you do that, hit that subscribe button for me. It doesn't hurt. Just tap it. No big deal. I'm going to show you how to do this coloration on a desert base while having a rocky portion with it. Super easy. I know it looks pretty good, and you're going to say, oh man, that was pretty easy. Because it is easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So sit back, relax, grab your paintbrushes, put on a book or some good music, and let's go. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab some super glue that I ordered off Amazon, because I order everything off Amazon because it's the easiest thing ever, even though they might be evil, but they create a lot of jobs. Whatever. Take some super glue and some rocks and just do a random pattern. If you're gluing on a specific type of model, make sure you account for the location of the model and where it's going to go, and you don't want to make it all jumbled up so the model can't be glued on there. Once you have your rocks in the right location, I'm going to be using a little Grillian Earth. I think that's how you pronounce it. Probably not, but that's okay. And what kind of paint this is a texture paint from Citadel. It's fantastic. It's going to give you that cracked desert dry look once it dries, but you have to let it dry completely, which depending on where you live might take an hour to 2 hours. You're going to put that in sporadic places, and then we're going to use a little Strickland mud next. Take some Strickland mud, which is another technical paint from Citadel, and this is going to give it that rocky, uneven look, and put it all around it. You can mix some into the Grillian Earth, and you can mix it around there, but I put it all around the Grillian Earth. I know I'm totally butchering that, but whatever, and around the rocks. Just dab it in. Make a random pattern. It looks like crap right now, but it won't here in a minute. Once you are completely dry, now you can use a heat gun from far away or a blow dryer and speed this up. You're going to spray paint it or use an airbrush to paint it all black. I'm going to be using some Ghost dry brushes that I ordered off a Kickstarter. I like to support Kickstarter and people trying to do their business. So I ordered these and I've used them a couple times. They're fantastic. I'm not sponsored by them, but they are really good. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get those rocks, and we're going to use Dawnstone. Now I have Dawnstone as a dry paint as well from Citadel, and I just dab it in there. And if you're unfamiliar with dry brushing, dab it in there and take a paper towel and basically get all of the paint off your brush. And you just want a little bit on there. You might think that you're not going to have any on there, but trust me, you are. And just slowly go over back and forth strokes on your rocks. If you get some onto the other parts, it's not a big deal. The second thing we're going to be doing is a little Longbeard Grey. This is another dry paint from Citadel, and we're going to be hitting those rocks just again. Now if you want to mix some into the dirt and put a little bit on some of those raised areas, feel free to do it, because the more discoloration, the contrast, it actually looks better. The last color we're going to be doing on the rocks is a little Praxeti White, and you just want to do this very sparingly just to make it just kind of come out just a little bit more. So very sparingly to do this. Okay, we're going to be doing the rest of the base, and Zandri Dust is our first color. I'm using a wet palette to thin my paint, and you should probably do that too, or a well. And you're going to do the entire dirt area, I guess you could say, with Zandri Dust. Again, if this is your first time watching and you like what you see so far, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Makes me feel good inside, makes me feel all cozy. Also, make sure you're going around those rocks and getting underneath the rocks as well. Now, while you still have the paint a little bit wet of the Zandri Dust, you're going to mix in a little Doombull Brown. Now, just anything goes. Mix it in there. Mix it in with the brown to give you a nice little color. You just want those different colors contrasting, and it's going to make it like a nice deserty look. So don't be afraid just to plop it on anywhere you want. The next color we're going to be using is a little Zamesi Desert, and you're just going to plop that into the Doombull Brown and the other light brown that we did already. And again, there's no rhyme or reason to your pattern, just whatever you want to do. If you want less, if you want more of this color, do whatever you want, because the shade that we're going to do here in a minute is going to really make it blend in. I took a little Tyrant Skull, which is another dry paint from Citadel, and I'm using my dry paint brushes again, and I'm just hitting all of the raised areas of the dirt. We want to avoid the rocks, but if you get some on, it's not a big deal. The last dry brush I'm going to do on the dirt is a little Terminatus Stone. And I'm just lightly going over this and hitting all of the dirt areas. We're going to make our shade now, and the first shade we're going to use is Agrax Earthshade. We're going to use 2 brushfuls for this. And 1 brushful of Seraphim Sepia. We're going to lambast this thing with shade. Don't feel a need to hold back. Base that thing on there. And this is what it's going to look like when it's dry. And for the last final couple steps, we're going to take some Tyrant Skull, again with our dry brush, and we are going to hit all of the dirt raised areas. You want less is more on this. And the final dry brush we're going to do is a little Terminatus, there we go, Stone. Now this is a lighter color, so be very sparingly and just barely go over it, the little spots that you want to brighten it up. I'm painting my edges in Abaddon Black, but you can do whatever you want. And that's it. Super easy. Super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just want to say thank you for everybody who's watching and subscribing to this channel. I greatly appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch this. And hopefully you learned something. And if you didn't, hopefully you just enjoyed the music. Or enjoyed me running my mouth for 9 minutes. Alright, well, we'll see you in the next one. Paint on.